Kia ora, welcome to Central News for Friday 28th of March. I'm Amy Forrest. In today's news, weatherwatch.co.nz are predicting very dry conditions in certain parts of the country will only get worse in the coming days. The driest regions are Western Northland, parts of Auckland, most of Waikato, King Country, Wanganui and Manawatu. Many farmers within these regions have told weatherwatch.co.nz over the past few months that conditions are drier than this time last year. Long-range forecasts provided show a mostly dry weather pattern ahead for the North Island as we head into early April. Concert goers will be the few happy about the dry weather conditions if they are attending the Holly Smith concert in Raglan this evening. The Kiwi Soul Sister and her new band are heading across the country performing her first tour in 2 years. Smith is a songwriter, singer, arranger and producer, with many of her songs landing #1 in the New Zealand music charts. Tonight's concert is to showcase the band's new material. And another band touring at the moment is Waikato's very own The Latest Fallout. They have been touring North Island high schools, performing their latest music and tackling the problem that is bullying. Lead singer Brendan Piper says the students have responded really well to the messages throughout their concert. He says, "I am very passionate about this cause as I was bullied throughout high school. I knew I had to try and make a difference whether anyone listens or not." The band will be performing 2 shows in Hamilton on Saturday 12th of April at Centre Place and the Meteor Theatre for anyone to attend. And you can keep up to date with the band by taking a look at the Facebook page, The Latest Fallout. Balloons over Waikato kicked off on Wednesday with an early morning mass ascension at Inniscommon. The annual event runs until Sunday with the premier display, the Night Glow, to be held at the University of Waikato tomorrow night. And the Waikato Regional Council are again offering free park and ride buses for the event. They'll be run between the university and 5 sites around Hamilton from 4:15 on Saturday afternoon. Those sites are Melville High School on Collins Road, Frankton Primary School on Rifle Range Road, Grosvenor Park on Thomas Road, the Harrowfield end of River Road and the CBD. At the end of the Night Glow, buses will leave on a continuous as available basis. For details, full details are available on busset.co.nz. And it's a busy Sunday of sport not to be missed for those sport-mad households out there. If you're a netball fan, grab your tickets to this weekend's game at the ASB Bay Park Arena in Tauranga. The game begins at 7:40 p.m. this Sunday, boosted by several key off-season signings including former Kia Magic player Kao Watts, colourful coach Norma Plummer and her West Coast Fever team will make the long trek from Australia's West to take on the 2014 edition of Kia Magic. Kia Magic have a fantastic home record in the Bay and will be looking to reinforce this against Fever. And for those rugby fans, get your Chiefs colours on and tune in to this Sunday's match as they take on South Africa's Bulls in Pretoria. Should be a great game to watch. Taking a look at the marine forecast now for the weekend. For Saturday, Raglan, the low tide is at 3:24 on Saturday morning with high tide at 9:50 a.m. Tauranga low tide is 4 minutes past 12 tonight with high tide at 6:29 tomorrow morning. And Sunday, Raglan, the low tide is at 14 minutes past 4 in the morning with high tide at 10:37 a.m. Tauranga low tide is at 2 minutes past 1 in the morning with high tide at 7:25 Sunday morning. Still to come on Central News, helping Kiwis purchase homes, a new community centre and firefighters run for life. That's next on Central News. Welcome back to Central News. A project that aims to help people into quality, affordable homes in a safe and supportive area is planned by Te Runanga o Kirikiriroa based in Enderley in Hamilton. The development will provide homes for both rent and to buy. Anne-Marie spoke with Chief Executive Mere Bowser to find out what Te Runanga plans to build.
We plan to build about 68 to 74 houses in the Enderley area. It's an area where Housing New Zealand removed a number of the two-storied double units a few years ago because they were concerned about the state of the units and the people living in them. We plan to build them in villages, a type of village concept with a mix of 5-bedroom, 4-bedroom and 2-bedroom houses.
It's not just housing, is it? There will also be an early childhood centre. Tell me about that.
Te Kohau Health have got a permission, for want of a better word, to run an early childhood centre. So they are going to purchase a block of land to build the early childhood centre. The early childhood centre is something that the area has been wanting to have built there for years. So we're really pleased that that's going to come to fruition.
What's the main aim of the development?
The main aim of the housing development is to bring back a sense of community amongst houses. It's really important for us that the houses are more than just a house. It's about the people in the houses too. And it's about people communicating with each other, sharing with each other, sharing the responsibility of bringing up their children, taking responsibility for each other's actions and those sorts of things, being there to support people when they need support, being there to celebrate with people. And so the village are going to be a series of villages built around a common playing area. And the other thing that we're really keen on is that the village is actually a safe place for children. So the roads and all, it's been very carefully planned so that the way that the traffic flows and the areas where children can play are easily observed by everyone in the complex, and there's a limited chance that the children are going to have people backing over them.
How will Te Runanga help struggling families get into their own homes?
We intend that about a third of the houses are pre-sold. A third of the houses are offered for rent to buy or shared equity, and about a third of them will be rental houses.
How will those families be identified?
We have made sure that we include a large number of people in the whole development. It's really crucial to us that we have really good communication, that we include the people who already live in the area, that we include Ngāti Wairerea, whose land that used to be, that we include council, and that we advertise widely. So we will be starting, we've employed someone purely to do relationships and to get out and advertise, and so we'll be having a series of meetings called for people who might be interested in there. We're really keen that the people who do come or eventually move into the units or the houses also share a common understanding and a common vision, which is about inclusive community, which is about supporting people within that community, and we also want them to know each other as much as possible before they move in, because it just starts to add that communication.
There's been a lot of planning and thought go into the designs of the houses. Tell me about the 5-bedroom home.
One of the things that we've found over the years, and we've talked to people, is that the way that families live is changing. and more parents are living with their children, some of it for economic reasons. So the 5-bedroom home has been designed so that there's a bedroom and a lounge downstairs for the parents to live in, and the rest of the family can live upstairs in their bedrooms, with shared facilities downstairs in terms of the kitchen, the dining room and al fresco dining outside. So the houses have been, you can open them up, the big doors that you can go outside and use the outside too. So there has been a lot of discussion about what can happen to support people to be able to do that. Houses are expensive these days, and sometimes it becomes more affordable if you can have parents living with you, but having their own privacy, their ability to just shut themselves away without necessarily having a separate unit, because that adds to the cost of the houses, just like garages add to the cost of a house.
You mentioned child safety. The kitchen will overlook the playing areas, won't it?
So, and the al fresco area outside too is separated from the communal area with perhaps hedges, little short hedges and that sort of thing. So people can be sitting outside watching the children. But yeah, there would be, if there's children at home, there would be someone who has visual sight of those children at all times.
Still to come, we speak with the Hamilton Volunteer Fire Brigade as they take on a physical challenge. And next on Central News, we find out about a new community centre that's taking shape in Hamilton. Welcome back to Central News. A new community centre to service the Norton, Crawshaw and Dinsdale areas in Hamilton is taking shape thanks to local community support and donations from the Waikato Anglican Diocese. Anne-Marie spoke with Te Ronapai Community Trust Chairwoman Susan Rouse to find out why the area required a new community centre.
We had an existing hall on the site, but the hall became too small for some of our programs, and the facilities that we needed weren't required, like there was a limited number of toilets and small kitchens. So we looked at a variety of options and we decided that we needed to build a new centre.
And when is the Good News Community Centre due to be completed?
The project should be fully complete in July, so it's happening very quickly.
Who will benefit from the centre?
A lot of people will benefit, particularly the local people from the services and programs we'll offer from the centre. But as the facilities will be available for hire, it'll be great use to many groups in Hamilton. So,
tell me about the programs and services you hope to provide.
We'll continue to run the existing programs, and that includes a community meal once a week, community games, particularly for children, and we also run a touch game at the local park. And we hope to offer a lot of new services. They include counselling, budgeting, to have a homework centre, and sports groups as well. So.
You've received $500,000 so far. How have you raised the other $500,000?
Yeah, the funding's been a big project because it's nearly $1 million project, and so we initially started by applying for community grants, and we got 3 major grants from that. That was the D.V. Bryant Trust, Trust Waikato and Well Energy, and then 3 local Waikato Anglican churches were approached to donate money. That was West Hamilton and Dinsdale, St Mark's here in Norton, and Holy Trinity in Forest Lake. And a group of people from those churches got together and were encouraged by this project and decided to donate. So they approached others that they knew to join this vision and donate also. So we had wonderful support.
That's fantastic community support.
Yeah, it is. Nearly $500,000's been raised just from people pledging money to this project, so we're very grateful.
Are there more fundraising plans coming up?
Yes, we still have $90,000 to raise, so we're currently selling items on Trade Me as a fundraiser, and once we've got our new facilities, we hope to have a few more fundraising events such as a quiz night or concert.
How can people donate?
yes, we'd love people to come on board and help us raise that final 90,000. So if you could go to our Facebook page, Good News Community Centre, and all the details will be there.
For more details on donating, go to the Facebook page Good News Community Centre. For the past 10 years, Sue Forsyth has been the coordinator for the Dairy Women's Network in the South Waikato and King Country area. She has been the go-to person in her local community, and her dedication was recognised last year with the Dairy Women's Network Community Leadership Award. Anne-Marie spoke with her recently to find out what her role as coordinator entailed.
The Dairy Women's Network has helped me, not so much in my career, but as a person and in my personal growth. I think I've always seen myself as a support person to my husband and family, and it's been involved with the Dairy Women's Network has brought me out of my shell in a way. I was approached to be the convener by Hilary Weber, who is one of the foundation members of the network, and I said I couldn't do it. She said I could, and so she more or less bullied me into it, but I've seen huge growth in myself in that time that I was in the role, and now I felt as though it was time for me to step back and give someone else the chance to take the benefits of that growth.
You've been heavily involved in organising this year's conference. Why are these conferences so important?
The conferences are important because they bring a lot of dairy women together, along with rural professionals. Gives them a chance for the peer support and empowerment for the growth factor. We endeavour to have speakers that are going to make people think about themselves and how they can improve their life and the life of those around them.
What did winning the Dairy Women's Network Community Leadership Award for the North Island mean to you?
It meant a great deal in that it showed that I didn't put a great value on what I've been doing in the community, so it showed that what I do is valued, and I hadn't valued it myself, but I see that other people do.
You're seen as the go-to person in your local community. What do you love most about being part of the Dairy Women's Network?
I love the way that the women are inclusive, they're supportive, being part of a peer group where you can share the good times and the bad times. More often than not, it's the bad times that you feel empowered from. That's the most important thing for me.
If someone was thinking about joining the Dairy Women's Network, what would you say?
I say become a member of the Dairy Women's Network because it gives you a chance, an avenue to improve your learning and your skills.
For more information on the Dairy Women's Network, go to dwn.co.nz. Up next on Central News, we discover who the Hamilton Volunteer Fire Brigade is raising funds for with their amazing physical challenge. Welcome back to Central News. 9 members of the Hamilton Volunteer Fire Brigade have entered a run that involves them running up 1,103 steps in full firefighting kit. Anne-Marie visited the fire station to find out more about the run that raises money for Leukemia and Blood Cancer New Zealand.
This year the run's been held at Sky City, Sky Tower, on the 17th of May. Normally starting about 7 o'clock in the morning. Competitors run every 30 seconds, so finishing up about lunchtime.
Tell me about the run. How many stairs is it?
Well, it's a big one. It's 1,103, carrying lots of gear, BA set, and it's a long run. It's a big haul.
Kane, what are the categories you can enter?
Okay, so you've got several categories. You've got donned, as Andy said, donned and started. So donned is just wearing the gear, the firefighting structural level 2s, your helmet, gloves, gumboots, and then you're wearing your BA set as well, but you're not breathing through the mask. Donned and started is everything, as we said before, but just breathing through the mask as well. And then the categories themselves are open male, open female, then there's also the masters and grandmasters as well.
How many years has the Sky Tower Run been going?
This is the 10th year this year, so it's a big event, and the guys are hoping to raise upwards of $1 million over to donate to the Leukemia Blood Cancer Foundation.
You've both done this run before. Kane, what's the hardest part for you?
The hardest part for me would be just starting off, trying to get into a rhythm, because the adrenaline's going, so your heart's racing, and just got to keep that under wraps and not get away on yourself, and just keep to that rhythm that you've been training with, really.
And Andrew, what about you?
My hardest part is the seventh to eighth last flight. So stairs, they're straighter, they're steeper, and they're longer. And you just, your heart's already pumping out of your chest, and you just want to get it done. And it's just so hard, that last part.
How do you train for something like this?
I train in town. We've got a building in town which is 17 flights, which we run three times a week. And also out at work, where I work at the airport, we're on the escalators. We turn the escalator on reverse and just plod away until we die, pretty much.
Kane, how can people donate?
The best way to donate would be to go to our Facebook page. Just type in Hamilton Volunteers, look for us on there. Make sure you like our page too, and just click on the link, and that'll take it straight through to donate to the Leukemia Foundation through our page.
To donate, go to the Facebook page Hamilton Volunteer Fire Brigade. Taking a look at the weather for the Waikato for your weekend. Hamilton, your Saturday brings a fine day for balloons over Waikato, a high of 23 and a low of 8. Paeroa, a high of 24 and 10. Matamata, a bit cooler for you with 21 and a low of 10. Te Awamutu, a high of 23 and a low of 8. Tokoroa, cooler for you too with a high of 21 and a low of 7. Taking a look at the Bay of Plenty now, with Tauranga fine with light winds, a high of 24 and a low of 13. Te Puke 21 with a low of 11. Moving through to Sunday, Hamilton cloudy periods with light winds. Your high is 23 and a low of 7. Paeroa, your high is 24 with a low of 10. Matamata, you're looking at 21 with a low of 10. Te Awamutu, a high of 23 and a low of 8. And Tokoroa, slightly warmer than Saturday with a high of 22 and a low of 8. Taking a look at the Bay of Plenty, with Tauranga partly cloudy with light winds, a high of 23 and a low of 12. And lastly, Te Puke with a high of 21 and a low of 12. That's Central News for today. Make sure you like us on Facebook and let us know if there's news or an event in your community. Thanks for joining me. I'm Amy Forrest. Have a wonderful evening. Ka kite anō.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.